Hello and welcome back to this month's episode of Clubcast. I am Kate Capezza, and I am honored today to be joined by two very special individuals in our community. First, we have Will Armstead. He is our CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County, and also Travis Leonard. He is the owner and operator of A&G Concrete Pools. So super excited to have you guys with me. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Today, we are going to dive into the power of partnership. That is what it's all about in our community. A&G Concrete Pools has had an ongoing commitment to Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County that has grown over the years and has just had such an impact on our clubs, on our youth, and just St. Lucie County community in general. So I'm excited to talk about that and just also the exciting plans ahead for our 43rd annual Chili Cook-Off, which is presented by A&G Concrete Pools. So I'm excited to dive into all of that. But before we get into our Chili Cook-Off, I just want Travis, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background with A&G Concrete Pools.
Sure. Kate, thank you. Thank you for having us on here. And Will, it's a pleasure actually being with you.
Awesome.
Been friends for a long time, and
yes,
I believe our friendship has culminated into what our partnership is. So it's a actual joy to be here. Started in the pool industry back in 1999. I was provided an opportunity to be a designer and made partner in 2009. So fast forward a decade, economy goes a little bit slower back in 2009, 2010, and 11. I got to learn really how to run a business through some really hard lean times. And fast forward about a decade later, we built a new facility off of Glades Cutoff Road, went through COVID, bought the founder, Art Allen, out, bought him out about 2.5 years ago. So it's been 100% me running the company, but it's not just me. I have an amazing team of people behind us that work hard, eat hard each and every day, from marketing directors to office managers, construction managers, to all in-house employees. We got just shy of 100 full-time employees hit the road every day. We're blessed enough to build almost 300 to 400 swimming pools a year and partner up with Boys and Girls Club. So many other organizations.
And you've been in this community for a while. So what does that mean to you personally about being in this community?
Sure, yeah. Moved down here when I was 10 with my folks from Jersey. So I've watched this community grow exponential over the last 3 decades, almost 4. I just turned 47. It's hard to believe I'm going to be 50 years old, but my wife's a little older than I am, and she's on the board for Boys and Girls Club, so I have to remind her that every now and then. I know she's your boss, but you can still give her some crap about that. It's okay. It's really great, and you got to figure, since I've known Will for over the last decade, the Boys and Girls Club organization has also grown. I believe you're now over 16,000 kids you serve annually, I believe.
Annually, yeah.
I believe, and when you first started, it was how many?
Closer to like 8,000.
Close to 8,000. So you doubled the organization over the last decade. How many schools and areas did you have?
We're in 30 locations.
You're in 30 locations. And when you first started, how many?
Math, huh?
Yeah.
24, 23.
Yeah. So, I mean, the club is growing exponentially. And that's one of the reasons why A&G Pools has partnered up with the Boys and Girls Club, because there is a huge need in the county. And we've seen that from our own eyes, watching it grow. And it's a pleasure to be part of it.
Well, we're happy to have had you along the way with us. And that growth definitely wouldn't be possible without partnerships like we have with A&G Pools. So I just want Will to kind of introduce himself for those who might not know him. So Will, tell us a little bit about you and your background with Boys and Girls Club.
Well, thanks for having us again, Kate, and it is a pleasure to see you on that side of the fence. You're doing an amazing job as the host. I've been with Boys and Girls Clubs in this role for 10 years as CEO. Prior to that, I served on the board for 8 years, and so it's just been a pleasurable ride for me over the last 18 years with Boys and Girls Clubs.
Nice. And why are partnerships like these with A&G Pools so essential to our mission?
Well,
Well, first and foremost, no one can do it alone. And when you have a partnership like with A&G and Travis and his wife, Gina, who is on my board and is an amazing board member, you can't do it without relationships. And, years ago, it used to be transactional. You ask a donor for some money, they give you some money, they say how things are going, you say it's going great, and that's it. What's good about our relationship is there is expectations on both sides of the ball, right? There's an expectation for the donor to see where those dollars are going and how they're being spent, and they want to see that in the end, kids are being served. And on the other side of the ball, we want to make sure that our expectation is that we have good donors that have good community how would I say this? That they're just good people in our community and making a difference. And we look at, A&G Concrete Pools, like they support Boys and Girls Clubs, but they support so many other organizations. And it's not just, Travis and Gina as owners, Gina being on my board, but even their children get involved in a lot of things throughout the community. Just a good representation of what a business should be like in our community.
Yeah, those partnerships go beyond just the sponsorship. It goes having you guys invested into what we're doing at Boys and Girls Clubs is so important to us. What have you been involved in other than just supporting us? But what programs have you been involved in with Boys and Girls Clubs?
One of the programs that's nearest and dear to my heart is the Youth of the Year program. I've been the lead judge for 9 out of the 10 years. And for me, that is the true best of the best, the culmination of all the hard work, all the efforts, all the talents, all the treasures that we put in to those children. We meaning sponsors like ourselves, hardworking men and women of the Boys and Girls Club, where I get to go and see 4 or 5 candidates each and every year showcase why they are there and what the Boys and Girls Club has done for them. That one right there for me is probably the best one that I've been part of.
If I can add to that, I think what makes that special is because we see the results in the end. What our young people get to experience. A&G Concrete Pools has had many of those Youth of the Year candidates out to his location, teach them a little bit about the trades. I mean, it's been a huge honor and blessing for those young people. And many of them have gone off to be state winners. 2-time, as a matter of fact, one was a 2-time state winner, gone off to college and pursuing those avenues that they choose to pursue.
Well, and if I might add to that as well, is not only do they go off to college, but a lot of them have come back. And I'm watching them volunteer in the organization, helping other Youth of the Year candidates, helping other Youth of the Year people working towards their goals in that. And for me, that right there is a true blessing.
Yeah, it's a full circle program. They going through that process, they don't think they've been through anything like that before. So it really builds the skills
by the way,
they
it's
need.
a tough one. You're going to walk into a room with 9 people that you have no idea who they are, and they are the best of the best in the industry within the in their own respective industries in the community, and to give a 3-minute speech, sit down for a 20-minute long interview. Are you kidding me? At 16, 17 years old, it's fantastic. It really is.
That's really cool. Have you had any stories that you want to share from that program specifically that stood out to you?
I want to say really early on when I was new to the Youth of the Year, and the young lady spoke about how she watched her brother's head get blown off, and her grandbrother, the brother, is the one that was part of the gang, and how she overcame that struggle. And I believe that's what really hooked me into, we need to take care of these kids. We need to make sure these kids have a safe environment, not only during school, but after school. We need to make sure that they have an environment to succeed and excel in that they are not provided right now. And that was over almost a decade ago. And to see where that's come, that's why we're a huge part of the Boys and Girls Club organization.
The other piece to that is one of the things that A&G Concrete Pools have done very well is to bring other people on to support and sponsor Boys and Girls Clubs as well. Those things, Boys and Girls Clubs is a platform, but you need the entire community. And so what A&G Concrete Pools have done is brought some folks that have the same passion. I get the pleasure of having his wife on my board, and she does a phenomenal job.
She's a stud.
We have 30 board members that are dedicated. They are not the 20/80 rule. They are the 100% rule. Everyone is doing something that benefits the clubs and
no
the
doubt.
kids.
Absolutely, it is. And you got to figure, a decade ago when you became CEO, how much was the operating budget? $2 million?
$2.5.
$2.5 million. What is it today?
About $12 million.
So $12 million it takes to run that organization, and of which I believe I went to Tallahassee with Philip, and we were champion on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club from the Florida Boys and Girls Club Alliance, where it turned out to be, it was $54 per kid per year is what the state was given to the youth, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's $1.02 a week. That doesn't fund anything. So the majority of the stuff, I want to say 93% of the monies that goes to the Boys and Girls Club is coming from donors like myself, like Philip, like Southern Eagle Distributing, like Porch Factory, like all the other people that donate to the Boys and Girls Club. You have to go out and raise 93% of your operating budget each and every year. That is that to me is a big, big, big number, and we need the community support. I got to tell you, I don't know if there's a better community in St. Lucie County to do that.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at you and I'm like, look at this passion coming out of you. and that's what our community is about. It's about passion. It's about making sure we're doing what we say we're going to do, making sure that the programs match what our young people need today, whether if that's a passport to manhood type program, whether if it's getting into trades, whether if it's going to college, whether if it's, young women like being respected and respecting themselves. So I think the overall emphasis of what we do at Boys and Girls Clubs is to make sure that it's just not about a brand name, but it's about community getting involved in the future of our communities and of our country.
Well, it leads into one of our title sponsors that we have coming up for the event is the Chili Cook-Off, which is coming up, I believe, on October 18th. We raised almost $250,000 last year for that.
Yeah.
And I believe we've done that now. A&G has been the title sponsor for about 5 to 6 years going through there. Really thankful that's at Clover Park again. We're going to change some things around. We're going to move it outside, more of a Oktoberfest kind of feel when you go through that. But you're talking 7,000 or 8,000 people that come through that event. So you get 7,000 or 8,000 people that are not only going to support the event, support the Boys and Girls Club, but also be there to go ahead and learn about the Boys and Girls Club. And you never know who you're going to get. You never know if you're going to find a donor that finds the passion, that finds the same energy, that finds the same desire to say, you know what, Will, I want to be part of this organization. I want to be part of it, be able to help the kids and the youth. You're going to have kids out there who are going to be singing, going to be dancing, they're going to be working. There was an event, I want to say it was 4 hours long, 4.5, 5, almost 5 hours long by the time it's all said and done. It's a fantastic event, and we're happy to be title sponsor of that.
Well, I'm sitting here again. I'm listening to you again. I'm like, you can be the host, and you can actually sit in my CEO role.
No, you're fine.
No, I'm good. I'm sure Kate's okay with it.
Yeah.
And this is the passion that we have in our community, and this is what we need all the time because our kids deserve it.
Well, if you ask my staff, I mean, we bring the same passion to running the business, but I'm a firm believer that anything you're going to get involved in, you're either going to do it 100% or just don't do it at all. I put my wife on the board to be a resume builder. I didn't do the things I do to have a resume that says, okay, no, we do it because it's the right thing to do, because it feels good to do good. And at the end of the day, I want to surround myself with other people that have the same level of that energy. And let's go ahead and make this county the best possible county it can be. I've been here 37 years. I believe we've grown exponentially over the years. I believe we're a better county for it. I believe we have better people for that. And listen, if you want to put the flag on my back, let's run. Let's go, baby.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, the passion. That's what it's all about.
Love it.
So speaking of the Chili Cook-Off, we're super excited about it. What has made it such a beloved tradition for the past 43 years?
I believe it started back at a hotel, I believe, in a long, long time ago. Somebody had an idea that said, hey, let's go ahead and raise some money. I don't remember the whole historical fact about it, but it went from the Fenn Center, then it went to other centers, and now Boys and Girls Club is the benefactor of having the Chili Cook-Off. And since the Boys and Girls Club has taken it over, moving it out of the Fenn Center, moving it over to Clover Park, and thank God for Clover Park and Casey Blair and everybody over there, the Mets organization. I believe the amazing partner with the Boys and Girls Club as well.
Yes.
And like I said, Casey's an amazing human being. The Chili Cook-Off, again, great platform to be able to go ahead and showcase what we're doing it for and what the club is for. And it's fun. It's fun. God bless the chili tasters. I don't know how the heck they do it. Jason Bear, one of my designers, did the chili tasting one year. He said, never again, please. I believe he tasted over 23 different types of chili for competition. Plus there was non-competition chili. Plus there's chili that doesn't have beans, chili that has beans. There's so many parameters that come in there. But the passion that the people that go there get to raise, to make the chili, to be there for sun up to sundown, it's a great event. And all the events that go on during this month of October, November, December in the county, I believe the Chili Cook-Off is one of the better ones.
Well, I was sitting there thinking about, you mentioned the Mets, and again, this goes back to the passion that you have and your company at A&G Concrete Pools, but I was thinking about one of the things that you mentioned is the Mets. And just when, sometimes donors and funders they're kind of like, it's all about me, but you and your wife and children have always made it about the community. And if we think about the Mets, Paul Taglieri, I mean, him and I sat on the board for
Yeah.
years together.
Sure.
And, you know, even though he's not at the Mets, retired from the Mets, but he's still a big part of that Mets family, still a big part of Boys and Girls Clubs, you know, and we could not have done it without the Mets 20 plus years
Sure.
ago, you know, and so, and you see it's just evolving, and now you're that guy, right? Now, you're one of those donors that's like, listen, we're not going to be able to do this without you guys because you're so invested, and it's not just the financial piece that you give to us, you give us all that other passion, which is so important.
There's too many times in the industry when you're looking at a sponsor, and a sponsor, it's really easy to write a check. I mean, at the end of the day, it is. If you got the money to be able to do it, you feel like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. That's not what we're about, and I don't think that's not what we want as an organization with respect to donors. We want people involved. Will mentioned earlier that where the money goes, there's a responsibility for that. There's accountability for that, and that's one of the things you have definitely brought to the table as the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club. Is we're going to get, whether it be 500, 50,000, 500,000. There's going to be accountability towards that, and there's going to be accountability for your staff on where that money's going, and the kids where that money's going, and we can see that. And it's really easy for a donor that wants to be involved when you can say, hey, here's my accountability, here's what we're doing. I need a check for, but when I first met him, it was 5,000, then it was 10,000, then it was 25,000. I don't even know how we got to 50,000, but I'm glad we're stuck at 50 for a little while longer. I'm sure that number is going to be going up, but that's okay. That's a whole other segment that we'll talk about later. So.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to talk
put him on the
about
spot.
money, but I mean, I just think you committed to 50,000 again. But you know, outside of commitments, but it really is about our programs. We have phenomenal real world experience type of programs. We see it when we go to our clubs, and we see the kids' engagement. I mean, we're not trying to be the parents, uncles, or grandparents of the kids. We're just coming alongside the families to make sure that the families are getting that extra boost that every family could use. And so our programs are designed to make sure that kids are learning and growing in a safe space. And, you know, again, what you all are doing, and a lot of our friends, you know, we cannot leave out the sheriff. That would not be good to leave the sheriff out.
No, it wouldn't.
But just years and years of, you know, collectively putting all those big dollars together in order to make something happen has been remarkable. I couldn't do my job as a CEO. We absolutely cannot not bring Philip into this conversation.
He is one of those people that leads.
He leads by example.
Leads from the front, leads by example. So we you know, and Dana Trabulsi is a really close friend of mine, and one of the things that she was able to go ahead and do with the state of Florida was provide the opportunity to utilize that monies and bring that back to the counties to fund specific county needed projects. Whereas before, the money would just go to the state, and then the state would actually dictate who got that money and for what projects were. She was able to work with Philip, work with Tallahassee, and bring that money directly back to St. Lucie County. That was fantastic. And that's life-changing money.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about all that we get to do in St. Lucie County, it's remarkable. And to your point with Dana, she's brought back lots of money, not just to us, but to the community. And you see with you and Dana and so many others in our community, it's not political when we get together. We're talking about youth and the youth that we serve. And so I do want to give a shout out to my team, Travis. We put together a team of professionals. We have 264 staff members. Wow. We put together a team of professionals, mostly from the St. Lucie County area, some from out of St. Lucie County. But the quality of staff has changed the trajectory of our organization. And it's not just a job, it's a career for as long as they want to be in their positions. But we also recognize with the talent that we have, you always got to find something to keep them engaged because they're so talented. And so I'm thankful for Kate and all the staff that work for us, because I absolutely was a horrible host. But we found somebody that can do this job very well. You know, all the information that get put out, you know, from Boys and Girls Clubs comes from Kate's group, and so whether
She does a
it's
great job.
marketing,
Great job.
marketing and communications, under the leadership of Marissa Gleckler, they work hard to make sure the community knows what's going on.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head. It's 264 team members working together towards a common goal.
Common goal.
And you, as the CEO of that corporation and that organization, has done a great job. It's no different than me.
That's
Where
right.
I've got 98 full-time employees. We've got another probably 150 that we utilize in different aspects throughout the build of the swimming pool and throughout the community. You have to have good people. And we are blessed to have great people.
We are. We have great people, and I actually feel like I can take a vacation.
No, don't do that now.
No,
Come on now.
No. I think they want me to take vacation.
sure
It's like,
they
okay,
do.
Will, you got to get out of here for a little bit. But I do want to put a plug in to A&G Concrete Pools. We actually had one of your pools built for us and to
Yeah.
our specifications. And because I'm the CEO, I get to say this on this show. It was worth every penny. I mean, when you want to talk about bringing community together, the pool that you all built for my family has brought my neighborhood together, has brought my family together. And while I'm not the host, talk about your business a little bit.
Thank you for saying that, Will. And it was a joy to build that pool for you. We didn't do anything special for your pool than we did anybody else's swimming pool that we built it. Not that hopefully you don't feel that way, but
Full of some kind of way.
listen,
But
your name may have had an asterisk next to it. Everyone kind of knows the relationship that we have. When you send pictures of your kids swimming in the pool, and then you send pictures of your kids, the neighborhood kids around the pool, that's why we build them. Yes, we get an opportunity to build some really amazing showpieces, anywhere from 80,000 to 1.4 million, and everywhere in between. Some of these they never actually get swim in, and that's okay. They take beautiful pictures and they go in magazines, and we get to put a feather on our cap saying we built that. But at the core of what we do, we're building it for families. We're building it to have an opportunity and to have a space to enjoy life and create memories. Some of the greatest memories I ever had was around the swimming pool. Some of the greatest memories my kids have had around the swimming pool. Some of the greatest memories your kids are going to have around the swimming pool. So whenever I'm having a discussion with my team, it's not just a hole in the ground with some water in it. We're building a space to create memories for families. And that right there is the joy.
We appreciate all you do in the community and just impacting our youth every single day. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but I just wanted to run back to the chili cook-off really quick. We hope that everybody will attend. It's $5. Kids 12 and under are free. And it's going to be, like Travis said, a full fall festival vibe, hay rides, mini golf, just so many different activities for the whole family. So we hope that everyone will come out. Thank you guys both for being here with me today. And anything else you would like to share? About 2 minutes.
Kate, it's a pleasure being here. You do an amazing job on the show, like Will had said earlier
Thank you.
before. Keep it up. Keep working hard for the youth of our community. And I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Takes a village. We're just one small
does.
part of that village. And I couldn't be more proud of Will and the organization and the 264 employees to showcase where the money goes and to see what we're doing. So it's a pleasure to do it.
thank you. And I'd like to take privilege as the CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs to do the same and say thank you for being a great host. Thank our 264 staff. Thank Travis's team for all the work that they do. They always make you feel welcome when you walk into their shop or you see them on the street, even when they were building our pool. But I also want to take privilege and just thank our community leaders, our elected officials, and people who work hard on behalf of young people. So thank you for having us today.
Thank you. And if you would like to invest in Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County, you can visit bgcofslc.org. We will see you on October 18th at our 43rd annual chili cook-off, and I will see you next month.